Hi, welcome back to Making It with Minglet. Today we are working in the 100 prompts for the scavenger hunt. So I will put the hashtag in the description, but I am doing, I only have a few left, but this one is Art Nouveau. Now, what is Art Nouveau? Art Nouveau, if you translate it, is basically new art. The era was between 1890 and 1910. And one of the things that were emphasized was long and organic lines. It was considered to be a new style. And one of the people that did some architectural work that got recognized was Charles Rene Mackintosh. Now, when I looked at Art Nouveau, I had no idea exactly what it was, or at least I didn't think so. But in fact, I did have some experience in that era because when I was in Scotland last year, if I go to, if I look up Art Nouveau and I scroll down, I find something that happened last year. I went to Scotland and I went and had tea with our very own Kylie Koo. And we went to the Willa Room. The Willa Room is designed by Charles Mackintosh. So I did not realize it at the time that I was looking at the list that it wasn't going to be as much of a struggle as I thought it might be. So I have printed off my teapot here. And I'm going to figure out how to put these down. One of the things that I wanted to read for you is directly from the Britannica. It was talking about while in Glasgow, Mackintosh was apprenticed to a local architect, John Hutchinson. After completing apprenticeship in 1888, he joined a firm of Honeyman and Keppie and became a partner in 1904. In collaboration with three other students known as the Four, one of whom, Margaret MacDonald, became his wife in 1900, Mackintosh achieved an international reputation in 1890 as a designer of unorthodox posters, craftwork, and furniture. In contrast to contemporary fashion, his work was light, elegant, and original, as exemplified by four remarkable tea rooms he designed in Glasgow and other domestic interiors of the early 1900s. So I was able to go to the Willow Tea Room. Now, let me show you the pictures. These are directly from Google. We were sitting at this table right here. So I want to include that. This is kind of what you see when you first walk in. You look at the lines. Look at the lines on the chairs. And look at the lines here and on the paneling. There were defined lines. So I want to put these pictures on. And then one of the things that was kind of unique was the lights that are hanging from the ceiling. So that was kind of cool too. So I want to include that. Just got to figure out the layout here. And I'm going to grab a glue stick because this ought to be pretty simple to glue down without making a mess. You heard me. I'm not making a mess today. I got my desk cleaned off yesterday and it's like, okay, no, we don't want to mess it up today. So we're just going to use the glue stick and we're going to glue this towards the middle of the page. And if I don't get it glued down perfectly straight or perfect, I will come back with some art glitter glue and do a little finer gluing. But this should hold it for the most part. It should hold it well. The term Art Nouveau had been used prior to this, and it seems between Germany and oh, I'm losing my words, Belgium is where it kind of originated. Oh, upside down would not be good, and that page would probably stick better than anything you've ever seen. All right, we have that. And I can see I'm not going to be happy with those edges without probably getting out the real glue. The teapot was a blue willow teapot is what was used, and I have these cups, and I've got to decide how I want to do whether I want to put these here. There's also one that's got a little bird in it that was kind of cute. The day that we were there, it was in, let's see, June, early June, and that window was open, and you could hear the noises coming in from the street. You had the smells coming in. You could hear the birds chirping. You know, it was just a beautiful day, a nice little breeze, so it was kind of fresh. But this little place is just tucked in, almost like what I would call a hidey hole. You come in from a single door, what seems like a single door, with this the willow room hanging over it, and it's just a door, and it doesn't look like much, and then you get in and it's just so beautiful. Alright, so I'm going to put the teapot, this big old teapot. I didn't want it quite so big, but my husband, when he got it downstairs to the printer, you know, I told him I didn't want a full page, but he was tired, I think, when he did it, so it's okay. It's okay. We can make it work. We can use more than one page. Nobody says I have to just do one page, and I do have a free page on the other side. So we're going to put the teapot on this side. I think I'm going to put the teapot on this side. That's not working well. Okay, hold on a minute. Let's back it up. Let me let that glue dry, because I wanted to leave it open because I'm going to make it to where I can have it as a pocket. You see the lines here and the design, and you look at the chairs and you kind of can see that all this stuff kind of works together. I'm going to put this one over on this side, and I'm going to make it to where I can still put my teapot over there too. And we're just going to Art Nouveau it up. If you have done the 100 prompts from the scavenger hunt, you need to let Janet M. Young know. I will put her link below. I think you have to have it done. It's around the 1st of April. You have to have at least, I think, 90 of them done. 90 of the 100. And they come out on New Year's Eve. And I worked on it very hard until it was time to do the gel print for March. And then I kind of worked on that to get it done on time and let this sit for a little bit. But the things that I had not done were things that I was having trouble deciding what to do. Alright, so I've got that glued down. And you can see I've got, this takes up so much of my desk here. Let me figure this out. Okay, I'm going to put glue around on this side and the handle and get it down. I love this small nozzle. we'll go up here and we'll bring it around to right there. And that should give me a pretty good working. Oops. Over, 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 over. Now, what do you do when you make a mess like that? I have these wipes that dried out while I was recovering, and I use those so that I don't leave a sticky mess on my page. And it also, if you're rubbing it, be gentle. It's paper. You can't manhandle it. All right, now let's kind of roll this over. We're going to get the edge down here, and we will put that spout down firmly and put a mark inside it to help us get our stuff done here. And let's see. Now, I'm hoping to be able to get at least a little something down in there to make it into a card holder, a place, not a card holder, a journal card. A journal card. Words, words, words. Okay. Alright, now let's find its lid. Alright, here's the lid. And I went ahead and I've cut that off. So what I need is some cardstock that'll go down in there, and I can make that work. I also had him to print me some flowers, like some blue willow flowers. And these are from Graphic Fairy. These images here are from Graphic Fairy. And like I said, the others were images available from my Google search. I do have photographs, but I did not have time to go digging through photographs today. So we're just going to let that be. That's that. I fussy cut these to a certain point. I didn't fussy cut them all out because I don't particularly enjoy fussy cutting. And I was going to put it on the white background, so I was kind of saying to myself, I don't know that it really matters one way or the other, whether you cut it way out or just a little bit out. But I will say that going to the tea house was a very fun experience. I did make a mistake though, because I grew up with tea bags. I was not thinking, and I lifted my teapot up and forgot to put the piece in the cup that was going to catch the grinds, the little tea leaves as they fell out of the teapot. So I had to scoop them out. Oh well, that's what you get when you don't pay attention and things are different. Sometimes you slip. Yeah, you know. And this background is really, really pretty. He printed it on a full page, and I think if I was going to use it a lot for something, I might actually, bring it down to a little smaller size so that they're not quite so big. But just this one page gave me so much to work with. And I think I'm going to go over this. I'm not sure what color I'm going to use yet. All right, let's see what size will fit in that little tiny hole. All right, it is about 2.5 inches wide, so let's look for about 2.25, something that's 2.25. So let me see if I can locate some cardstock in the right size, or a note. This might work. If I cut it on that line right there, it'll be perfect. So let's do that with the scissors. Put that in my little scrap bin. Let's see how that works. Okay. We'll glue this together for strength. And I'm going to glue this on top of the piece of paper. Alright, let's get our little scissors so we won't make a mess out of this. And while I'm doing that, let's put our pin back in, wherever it went. Alright, that's looking pretty good so far. That's still a little wet right there, so I need to let that dry. While that's drying, I'm going to grab a little quote from a tea bag. Let me do that real quick. Alright, let's see what we got here. Our greatest glory is not in never failing, but in in rising every time we fall. Falling, excuse me. Let's try that again. The journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. Boy, is that not true. I think glue I'll glue one to the other so it'll be a quote on both sides. I'm okay with that. Okay. Alright, I've got that done. That is going to go inside. And I'm not sure exactly the best way to do it. So this is what I'm going to do. How I'm going to do it. I am going to I just tore this off of scrap paper on my desk. I'm going to put the string through there. Oh, maybe the other way. That way. Yeah, that way. Alright. We'll snip that off so that we don't have to fight the string with the tag. And I'm just going to slide this in. I probably should have thought about this part right here before I put my pot down. It would have been easier. It would have been easier. But since we didn't do it that way, we're going with plan B, which is still a workable plan. Alright. That is I probably won't need much more glue. Now let's cut this little snip out that was not dry yet. I had been upstairs the other day, and I went down, and I had been working with some journal cards, and I left a trail. I came up here with just my socks and not my shoes. Because I had socks on and they had static cling, I left a trail of papers from my craft room all the way down to the bedroom. My husband kept saying, Do you know why there might be so many little papers? And I looked at him, and then I looked at my socks, and I said, I do. I know too well why. So be aware, all the wind outside is creating energy, and if that energy is in your socks, and your socks are on your craft floor, you might make a mess in your house. Lesson learned. Today I am wearing my shoes. I'm wearing them quite well, I might add. So look at this. This turns out pretty good. We got a teapot tag, and we got a tag inside there. And we can journal on either side of that. And this is going to be, kind of a nice memory page for me as well. Let me touch up these little places here that are not quite glued down. That's the thing. I don't know if you find that, but sometimes I find that if I use the glue stick, I can get part of what I need to do done, but when it comes down to it, I almost always end up pulling out what I call the real glue, the serious glue. And I don't know if it's because of the finish on the paper that I'm using that's in my book, or if it's just I'm not putting enough on it. But I want it to stay down. I mean, I've worked hard on getting this stuff done in this book. And this is the first time I've done this particular challenge, and I love it. I do. I love it. Thank you so much, Janet. I appreciate the time you took to make this and make it an annual event that people can just work at their own pace and enjoy. You can do the hashtag scavenger hunt 2025, and you will find it. So do be on the lookout. There's lots of artists that have participated, and we've all had lots of fun. So, do follow along with us. Eventually, I will do a one-by-one page. I haven't shown you every page as I've made it because some of them I made like 10 in one day when I was downstairs recovering. So some of them were done when I was not able to do any recording. So I will do a page-by-page flip through and probably put it up on the shorts so that you can see it. And if you haven't looked at my Mixed Media March, hashtag Mixed Media March with Gary the Crafter, go back and look at that because we're just about to the end of it. And I've got my playlist that will help you just go through it. They're not very long. Hey, put it on while you're doing your cleaning or while you're creating yourself. That's what I do with people's videos. I sometimes I sit and do nothing but watch, but most of the time I try to incorporate it with something else I'm doing because before I come up to do crafting, I have to get my housework done. That's kind of an agreement between me and my husband that I get my housework done, chores done first instead of just playing. And he keeps peace in the house, so that's fine. I can do that. I don't dislike doing housework that bad. And I just finished ironing. I don't know why I like to have things to iron. So I had 2 blouses to iron today. I was excited because I had 2 things. You don't usually pull the ironing board out for one thing, but if I've got to, I'll do it. So that I got that out of the way this morning. And I'm not going to keep you on while I do this, but I'm going to go back and erase that. And I'm very pleased with this page. I think it turned out cute. I don't know that I need to add anything else. I think if I do, it's going to be too much or too over the top. So there you have it. Art Nouveau. And a visit to the Willow Tea Room in Glasgow, Scotland. Until next time, my friends, be well. Have a great day. Bye-bye.